Again, if y'all hear me do quite a few introductions, I'm giving the other challenge chance to chime in. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. In the voice of Goma Power. Thank you guys for joining Life Coach with Life's on Dr. Ken. And I am Dr. Ken. And we want to thank you for all of your support. And we have live and in living color. V Walker, are you on the air? Okay, I see, but don't hear again tonight. Whatever that's all about. Come on in, everyone. Come on. We're not going to let technical difficulties stop us from doing nothing we want to do. Come on in, y'all. Come on in, everyone. Come on. Remember, the views and the opinions are certainly the views and opinions of yours truly, not necessarily the views and opinions of any group, organization, as well as these are V Walker's opinions and any of our guests that will be on here. These are our opinions and not not necessarily the views and opinions of any of our church groups, organization boards that we sit on. These are not the opinions of our board members, of our businesses, or whatever. Darlene, so glad to have you on. Send me an invite if you can. Natalie, so glad to have you on tonight. I see you guys chiming in pretty fast. Thank you. Let's play with this a little bit. Thank you guys for joining Life Coach for Life's on Dr. Ken. And remember, the views and opinions are our views and opinions. The only exception is if it comes from God's word, I'll let you have a conversation. I'll let you, what would you say, have a little talk with Jesus. Tell him all about, have a talk with him about his word and not have that. I'm going to get you in a minute, Darlene. I'm giving V Walker a chance to come on. V Walker, you might have to send me another invitation. But again, thank you, guys. Pray everybody had a good hump day on yesterday and you woke up this morning with your mind stayed on Jesus. Again, thank you, guys. Thank you for all the support. We got another award. Of course, we got another award. And every time we get another award, I do post it because we wouldn't be having the numbers that we are having if it wasn't for you. And we definitely want to thank you for all of your support. Thank you again for all your support. It says adding you, V Walker. It added you before with a picture and no voice. But again, thank you. Come on in, Instagram. Come on in. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you again. Thank you. Okay. Your invite went away, Darlene. Your invite went away. Okay, again, thank you guys. It's still adding you. I know we got some tornadic weather going on. I'm going to put it on there because I don't know what else to put it on. I do the same thing every week, so I know when it's something else, no answer from the live. They say I'm getting no answer from you. That's what it's saying about you, ma'am. Come on in. Let me see if I can get Instagram straight over here. Come on in, everyone. I'm just giving a chance for some of y'all. I see 7. Okay, I see 12 of y'all coming on. Just stay right there. We finna jump into hot topics tonight. Y'all can tell me, be thinking about anything that's going on in our world as well as in our city. We call Memphis. In this county, we call Shelby. Okay, come on in. I was talking to someone just today who recently moved to Memphis. And anytime I find out somebody just moved to, I always want to know why, And I was asking them what made them move to Memphis. And they was telling me some things. I said, the crime didn't bother you? They said that they told me the city that they was from. They were saying, no, crime don't bother me. It's way worse than where I just came from. I said, okay, that's what I tell people, but they look at me like something wrong with me. Okay, again, thank you guys for joining. Thank you. Let me try to get you in here again, little mama. You might go to this other platform, because this will be the third time it says it's adding you and you're not.
Thank you. Hello. Can you hear me now?
I hear you now, V Walker. How are you tonight?
I am blessed and highly favored. How is our viewers out there today?
Let us know how you're doing tonight. We got to.
Hello, you guys. I'm Valencia D. Walker, Miss HOCS, Miss Hands On, Miss All Things Business, Miss Everything Extra, as Dr. Ken would say. But I am here live and in living color. My iPhone 16 Pro doesn't like Facebook Live for some reason. So that was the technical difficulty last Tuesday and today. So I know now not to even try that phone again, okay?
That's what you get for updating. But anyway, I'm sorry. That's what you get for. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm having fun. But again, thank you guys for joining tonight. Thank you, Darlene. I asked Darlene to come on tonight. Our special guest. I let him explain next Tuesday. He's working on his earned doctorate. And anyway, I'll let him explain it next week, but he will definitely be here next Tuesday. Y'all gonna really enjoy him. I want to do at least one or two more shows on this, and I got quite a few response from this. I had quite a few men who chimed in a little later after the show and the next day, and they were saying how this show V Walker helped them. It really helped them.
Awesome. That is awesome. That is our goal, is to help somebody. If one of us don't do anything else but to help one person along our journey, we have done a good deed.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about. It's not about sounding like you're bashing women or bashing me. No, we're not on here to bash nobody. We're here to enlighten.
But Ken, they love you. They love you. They think you are hilarious. They say, girl, they be asking me, girl, who is that man you be on that live with? I said, that's my crazy life coach, Dr. Ken, baby. He just be acting. Don't y'all take him serious.
I'm not a comedian. No, they better take me seriously, even though I said comical.
No, but listen, I do say him. I said he be for real, but he be playing too sometimes. So you got to know when to take him serious and when he
exactly.
And be for real.
And you can ask me. And you can always ask me right on here. People ask me all the time, do you really believe that stuff? Most of it I do. And the things I do believe, I can line it up with God's word.
But the diversity between all of us
is
awesome.
Yes.
We diversify in peace, love, and happiness, okay?
Absolutely. And
we
again,
can agree to disagree, and we're going to get along.
We're going to get on, love, because I'm going to allow you your opinion. Just allow me mine. That's all I ask.
That's right. And that's what it's all about.
I don't ask so much.
You know what, Dr. Ken? With that being said, we are actually giving the people and showing the people how to have effective communication, how to have a conversation and a discussion without getting mad, without getting angry, without being it being a big fight or disagreement. We are actually having effective communication with the diversity in communication and how we communicate, how we think, how we feel, and our differences of opinion.
Exactly.
It's all things. It's okay, y'all.
It is, and communication is key. Nephew, so glad to have you on tonight, Jerome. If you want, it's open forum. If you want to come on and hang out with us tonight, again, we're gonna do part 2. Once we see if they're in the hot topic, we're gonna do part 2. With June being Men's Mental Health Month, we're going to be doing part 2. Tonight, we had an awesome time.
Absolutely.
And Jerome, if you want to hang out with us tonight, be transparent like you are real. You're certainly welcome to do that. Darlene, I'm still trying to get you in. I invited her to come.
It took me a minute after I clicked join. It took a good 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes for the phones to actually catch up and connect.
Okay, that's fine. Jerome, just tell me if you want to. You say yes or no. And it's no reflection. It's open forum. I always invite people, especially people I know that have something to say. And with you being a man, I had a man scheduled tonight, but he's testing on tomorrow, and he didn't want to cloud anything. But again, a real doctor. Anyway, but again, thank you guys. What's hot in news? Washington is still being Washington. Washington, D.C. I'm talking about. They're still negotiating some things and some trade agreements they're about to sign in the next few days. And I'm telling America, United States, better leave China alone. I'm going to say that. because China is agreeing to support everybody else but us when it comes to the chance of there being some kind of trade war or whatever it is, because they're negotiating backwards and forth. And y'all know this president is playing hardball, which could push us into a conflict. But again, we gonna keep that keep you updated as much as we can, and we're going to continue to pray for that situation. Memphis, what's going on in Memphis? The mayor said, let's talk more positive things about Memphis than negative things. And that's your daddy? Oh. Anyway, and he started pointing out some of the things, and I agree with him. And we have to remember that Tennessee is a red state. The only blue state in the whole entire Tennessee is Shelby County. Out of all the 97 counties, only one. So it's going to be influenced by the Republican Party. The news media going to always blow it up, especially Shelby County. And that's about business for them, to keep businesses out of here, because they so afraid we're going to mess around and have about 100,000 millionaires. They so scared of that because they got enough sense to know if we control the money, we control the city. Hello. So y'all just don't believe all the fake news you hear. I'm not saying some of these things are not happening, but why aren't they, I'm like Mayor Young, why are we putting more emphasis on the many summer jobs that they have for our teenagers, and how all of the community centers are running full force with nothing, no vacancies. So mental health is absolutely real and important. It's ignored widely throughout our communities and society, and all men going forward and follow God's plan for your life. I agree, Jerome. But again, come on. In other hot topics before we go on to our topic tonight, Darlene,
I don't have any hot topics.
Of course you don't. You don't watch news. We're gonna get you. I used to watch more news, and
I really did used to watch the news every morning, literally, and I just stopped.
If it come on the radio, I get some snippets of stuff, but anyway, my day is too confounded with stuff, and some stuff I don't want in my spirit, no way. But again, let's move on. If you got some hot topics, you certainly can just type them in there, and we will read them. Let's jump right into this mental health thing. Tonight I subtopic it suffering in silence. That's how I subtopic it tonight, because that's kind of where we left off on Tuesday night. And if you're on here, you want to join in and you want to talk, you want to testify. I had another person, one of our viewers, said they wish they weren't so shy they would have came on, and they started giving me a testimony. They have my personal number, so I give me a testimony as to how she knew that she was deliberately pushing her husband over the edge. Ishmael, you're certainly welcome to come on tonight. Another content creator, you're certainly welcome to come on. We're talking about Men's Month, Mental Health Month with men. And this lady deliberately admitted to, and I gave her all kinds of accolades and kudos, because too many people, well, he a grown man, he ought to be able to take some. That don't mean that. Y'all so insensitive. Connie, so glad to have you on. And she admitted that she pushed her husband away. Not that he wasn't doing some things. Jeff Coran, so glad to have you on tonight. If you want to hang out with us tonight, just say so. Send me an invite. This is open forum Thursday night. I'll let y'all come on, and you got a chance to come on tonight. If you want to come on, just respect the time and our audience. I've had to correct some of you, not some of you, but people on this platform before. But this lady really made my heart feel good, because if you listen to the wrong somebody, Ella, you're welcome to hang out with us as well if you want to come on live. Some people would make you think, because women, y'all more verbal. Y'all sometimes, depending on what the situation is, have a larger audience when it comes to your emotions and how you feel. And the world has made you think, and some of us think, that men ain't nothing. What's popping? Popcorn, butter popcorn, movie popcorn, with plenty of butter in it, no salt. Where the butter is salt. But it again, this lady really made my day knowing that she was blessed by this past Tuesday, and she admitted that mental health is real, and she's in the health field. She said she knew what she was doing. Well, of course, she said she used to do this. V Walker, you can bounce in here if you want to. I know you didn't talk to the person, lest you. Yeah, okay, send me an invitation. You did send me one. Is that what you're saying to me? Let me see if you are you over here. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I see you. Okay, come on in to two. Bless you. Okay, I just send you an invite if you want to hang out. Ain't no pressure to come on. But again, it's me. I invited you too. Maybe it's taking time to come on like it did for V Walker. But again, to our faithful viewers, we got many faithful viewers, and to the lady that called me. Of course, she was getting back. If he wanted to do what he did, I want to do what he did, and she literally almost ran that man crazy. But anyway, deliberately, because that's one thing about some. But I don't want to get into that. Men's mental health is real. The problem that many men we have is we suffer in silence. We suffer in silence. What's your opening thoughts on this whole subject, V Walker?
I think my opening thoughts for today is, if there is any men, or if there are any men that are suffering in silence because they are in denial of the suffering or the issues that they are going through mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, or emotionally. If you are suffering in silence, and if you have the mindset that you're a man and you're tough and you're built to deal with those things, or the signs or the symptoms of suffering, I want to let you know that you are fooling yourself, and that just because you are a man doesn't mean you have to suffer, and be super duper strong for yourself and the family and friends around you. Just because you were built to be a man doesn't mean that you have to suffer in any of those areas. So be careful with the suffering, because the suffering can kill you. The suffering can cause health issues, health problems, mental problems, all types of problems and issues. So if you are suffering or in a state of survival mode, it's best that you get help. Go see a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a therapist, a counselor, a
Your
life
pastor?
coach.
Your pastor?
Go talk to a pastor. Yes, please go talk to somebody in confidentiality. I made a post today letting men know to be encouraged to go get help. Be encouraged to talk to a pastor. There are pastors left. There are pastors around that do work with integrity,
Mm-hmm.
see, and the love of God. And it's just, you need to talk to somebody. Let go of the old fashioned ways of what your grandmama them and mama them told you on how to be a man or deal with being a man. Some of those things are not healthy. Some of them are not sensible. Uh, Prime example: some men were taught you shouldn't cry, or you weren't made to cry as a man, and you have to be strong for everybody, and talk to God as if God is the only somebody you can talk to. No, you need to talk to a live person. You need to let your emotions and your feelings and your thoughts out of your head and out of your mouth. Don't hold those things in. There are so many men holding things in because they don't know who to talk to, or why to talk to them, or what to even talk to them about. So it's very important that men these days seek help. There are so many men. I'm probably talking too much, but there are so many men dealing with past hurts, past pains, past traumas, past disappointments, childhood trauma, the absence of a mom or the absence of a father, please get help. Stop thinking that you have to internalize everything, because that's not the safest thing to do.
It's not, and you brought the word denial on Tuesday, and you brought up again tonight, and of course I've been doing my homework on this here. It's not that men are in denial. We know when we're hurt. We know when something is not right. We're not in denial. And you just hit it a minute ago. You all in my notes. You just hit it. We do want to talk to somebody, but the question is, who do we talk to?
Exactly.
Who? Who do we talk to? And
Yeah.
if we're married, we would love. We talked about this on here. We would love to talk to our spouses. We would love to talk to you first before a pastor counts. We would love to talk to you. But most men, this is research, y'all argue with the research. Most men have admitted when they talk to some woman in their life, girlfriend or whatever, wife or whatever, it came back to bite them later.
Right.
It can't. Why do y'all have to do that? Not you. I know you can't speak for some of these women who do that, but you know some that do that. Why is it when you get mad, you get jealous, or you catch us cheating, or whatever it is, you bring that thing up, and you know that thing's going to hurt us? Why do they do that? Darlene, I wish you can come on here. Why do they do that? I ain't talking about y'all on here. Why?
Yes, but let's read Darlene's comment. She said, be careful of confusing suffering with strength.
Mm-hmm.
It may be pride that go before destruction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Be careful of confusing suffering with strength. So she's saying, don't confuse suffering with being a man with strength or a man of strength. Because there she goes.
I
hey,
see
girl.
it.
Hi.
Hi. Finish your thought.
Your circle of influence.
Mm-hmm. Finish your thought. So glad to have you on, Darlene. Thank you again for coming on to hang out. It's open forum. I invited almost everybody that came on here tonight. We're going to get you in a minute, Ishmael. But you're certainly right, Darlene, when you said, explain that be careful of confusing suffering with strength.
Right. Okay. A lot of times men will suffer in silence because of pride. Mm-hmm. And you need to make sure that you address the pride issue. And the antidote to pride is humility. The antidote to pride is humility. When you can humble yourself and say, this hurts. I'm not pleased with this. Pain was designed to tell you to stop. That something is wrong. And if our men, who are so valuable, would take the time to say, that hurts. I don't like that. Then and only then will they begin to address their needs and become healthy in the relationships that is causing the stress. Because if what you're doing is hurting me, I don't want any.
So who are we saying this to? Who are we saying this to?
We're saying this to everyone that can hear. Because men,
everyone?
We need to be able to encourage our men to make sure that you address your hurts. If you're hurting, say so.
Okay. I'm going to let you talk because you on to something. But what?
But I would encourage you to build your circle of influence. In other words, you don't need to go home and talk to her just yet. You need to talk to someone that you can trust. A circle of influence is simply compiled of people that you can trust. It may be an older aunt, uncle, friend that will not be gossiping and telling your business. You need someone that you can talk to. I don't recommend talking to a lot of people about your business. I'd rather tell a stranger than to tell some of these so-called friends.
And family.
Okay, but we need someone we can talk to. I have mentors that I have talked to. And those mentors are people that are going to pray for me, and they're going to give me wisdom. They're not going to give me the foolishness. They're not going to join the hype. They're going to tell me the truth and help me get what I need.
Absolutely.
Which is to a place of humility and a place of resolution.
Yes.
They have to have resolution. And if it gets really serious, hopefully you will have someone in your circle of influence that will tell you, go get help. Go get help. You are on the edge. And if you're on the edge, mama might not be able to help you. Auntie might not be able to help you.
That's
Brother
right.
may not be able to help you.
Right.
Get help.
Absolutely. V-Walk, what is Ishmael saying?
Ishmael is saying men are very honest with themselves. We know we are meant to become stronger from what we go through. But the truth is, if a woman doesn't understand nor live like men do, why express your problems with them? Okay, you can't express your problems with any woman. So let's be
address that. Address that, Darlene.
Again, I agree with him. You don't need to talk to just any woman, any man. You need to be specific. You need to have a circle of influence. I have 2 ladies that I can talk to, and I also have a male friend that I can talk to about anything. And I go to them when I need to talk about anything that I need to, and I know I'll never hear it again. I know that the 2 ladies that I talk to, I know they're going to pray for me, and they're not going to judge me. They're going to pray for me no matter what. I could tell them something really crazy, and they're going to pray for me. And then they're going to ask me to follow my heart. One of them is always going to say, what can you live with? What can't you live with? They're going to help me make a decision, because once I verbalize it, I hear myself talking it through. Then I'm able to do something about it because I've talked it through. And a man needs to have someone that he can trust, no matter who it is. He knows who he can trust based on past experience.
And he knows who he can't trust too now.
That's correct, based on past experience.
Right. He knows that. V. Walker, what is Ishmael? He typing his butt out.
Okay. He said it is very interesting to see how many women are professional on what and how men should be, but can't hold women accountable that are causing the issues. Okay, there's some truth and false to that.
The accountability piece?
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's a very judgmental statement in my opinion.
It is.
I will dissect that one very nicely.
Hold on, let me finish reading it. Okay. He said they are literally holding men accountable for their pain. They refuse to say women cause men this pain, when most women issues stem from men not being the traditional man they beg for.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
So we'll have to disagree on that one.
Why not?
But often, yes, women do things, okay? I have some sisters that are out there that have unsavory practices.
Right.
Okay, let's just be real.
And we hold them accountable.
And we hold them accountable.
Exactly.
We hold them accountable. It's a sister code. We hold each other accountable.
Y'all do? Y'all do?
Yes.
Well, y'all do. Y'all too do. Y'all too do.
I'm going to tell the truth, and I teach others to look for truth. I was explaining to a 15-year-old that every answer that you need is based in Proverbs, whether you are a Christian or not. And I said, I'll start with Proverbs 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Okay? Why are you going to people who have no wisdom? Why are you talking to people that's talking about everybody else? Why are you telling all your business? A wise man's words are few.
Say that again. Say that again.
A wise man's words are few.
No, why do you tell everybody business? I've asked that question for 40 years. Why do women tell why y'all run your mouth so much?
You need to have a circle of influence. That means you need to know who you're talking to. Know who you're talking to. Then you can talk in freedom, and you can release yourself and know that there's no judgment.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. What is it, Ishmael? He on a roll tonight.
He said women are
You could have came on live, sir. But go ahead.
He said women are trying to solve men issues with women's approach. Men overcome, not give into trauma.
Well, I'm going to say this to Brother Ishmael over there. That a man should be able to find peace on his woman's chest. He should be able to go to her bosom and lay his head there. But when that doesn't happen, you need to know this is not a safe place. You need to know what is a safe place and what constitutes a non-safe place.
Mm-hmm.
But also, too, it depends on what type of woman he's speaking of and speaking on. Because some men have aunties and moms that are trying to solve their problems. And then you have some men that have the girlfriends or the wife trying to solve their problems. So it just depends on what type of woman or what woman he's coming from, what angle he's coming from.
Come on in, Keith. Come on in, Keith. Go ahead.
Again, we need to find that circle of influence, and I would invite.
Right, because it makes a difference.
It makes a difference if you have a circle of influence. Dr. Ken, I think you know that you have a circle of influence.
I do.
About the people we discuss.
I do.
Okay, no matter what you do,
mm-hmm.
I don't care how crazy it is, you can tell them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I do, and I respect the fact.
If you don't have a safe place, a circle of influence, you're setting yourself up for failure.
We said that Tuesday. Okay. We said that Tuesday.
Yeah, let me read some more. Men provide wisdom to men as the head to follow in the hierarchy set by God. Counseling is a form of leadership, and that is not the order. I don't really understand it. Men provide wisdom to men as the head to follow in the hierarchy set by God. Counseling is a form of leadership, and that is not the order.
I think you need to take the first sentence and deal with it, and then go to the second.
But I don't understand it.
I understand the first one. Men provide wisdom to men.
Men should talk to men. And
yeah. Iron sharpens iron. That's yes. That's what he's kind of saying.
Okay.
Yes. It comes better from men. It comes better from men in certain issues.
But
yes.
In the absence of another brother that you can trust, I would like to know if you can trust a bust.
If you can trust a what?
Trust a bust.
Okay.
Some people can't trust anybody. They're gonna burst. Pressure will burst the pipe.
It will.
You have to allow yourself safe spaces. Now, I would prefer a brother to be able to talk to another brother. I mean, that's cool. That is everything that God has already recommended. But in the absence, into the hands of a woman that you trust, you can feel safe there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You think about the women who have led great controversies into the hands of a woman. Okay, so women are not off the charts here. But my first preference also would be to a man to man. But if you can't go man to man, don't be so prideful that you can't go to a woman that you can trust.
Right.
And I agree with that in an emergency, because every man can find a man. We all know at least that one man. I'm not going to listen to nothing else about that.
But
there's one.
What the problem is, I think most of the time men will go to the man who makes them feel comforting, more so that's going to agree with their wrong or their dysfunction, more so than the man is going to give them the truth and correct their bad behavior.
Maybe. If he's really trying to get help, and that's what else Ishmael said. Let's hear him out.
Because women know men value privacy, so when they want to retaliate, yeah, they use whatever they can to get under his skin.
And again, that's we've talked about that many times on this platform, and that's one of the issues. And when when I counsel them or talk to them about anything, and they have a woman like that in their life, I tell them, quit telling them stuff, quit telling them. And then when she find out you've been telling somebody, and when I tell them that, before y'all jump on me, I tell them, quit telling her, don't tell another woman. See, you probably need to be talking to men, because that opens yourself up for all kinds of craziness, infidelity, and all kinds of stuff. You go tell another woman, I don't care if it's sister, mom, something. It opens up doors, because I can think of a lot of doors they can open up that you don't want to open up. So you probably need to find you a man. And I've been encouraging women for years and years, be open enough to be transparent and forgiving enough to allow him to talk to you about some things that hurt him. And I like this. This hurt.
Feel safe.
Yes.
Allow him to feel safe.
Allow me to feel safe, because I don't feel safe with you.
But
Why am I with
don't
you?
even know how to be vulnerable to their wives. Like, and I'm just gonna speak on a husband and wife, and not just a girlfriend and boyfriend. So when it comes to a husband being vulnerable, the question is, do he really know what that is? Do he really know what that looks like? Do he really know how to be vulnerable, or do he have this toxic masculinity behavior that he betrays in every relationship that he has?
See, we talk about this all the time. That's you do that in dating. You don't wait to get married to marry a woman who won't let you talk to him. Won't let you won't. Why would you marry her? Love and coochie and all that? No, that's serious. Cause men, like women, we go through stages in life. I'm gonna get back around to that. We go through stages in life where we be trying to figure out why the hell we did that too.
Exactly, but you know what? A lot of men are not open and honest enough to admit that. And then you have older women, I'm gonna say 55 plus, that is so stuck in this old-fashioned way and don't know what it looks like for a man to go through a midlife crisis or go through stages or go through changes and have mood swings. And they go through all of that. But you have women, that older women specifically, that doesn't understand what that looks like. And I'm like, this is crazy.
It is.
Like, what rock you been under?
Well, they've been on a lot of people. What is Ishmael saying?
Let's be clear. The woman and man have different roles. And if men don't lead other men to be stronger, then the failure might be accepted by the woman instead of pushed by the men who want to see him stronger. Laying on a woman's chest solves no real world issues. It is comforting, but not tangible. Emotional comfort doesn't solve problems. They offer a place of safety in wallowing in the problem.
Sometimes, let me address this one. Sometimes it does that. But preferably while he's laying in the lap, she's ministering to him. She's saying something to make him feel, or maybe she's just listening. And a lot of, in my research is saying that a lot of times men suffer with mental health and go through what they go through. Because sometimes all we want you to do is listen and not judge us. Because don't ask no man, just tell me the truth. And you don't really want to hear it. Don't even ask it. Because a lot of times we lie. Yes, that's what it is. A lot of times we lie about whatever it is you want the answer to, because we know you're not ready to handle it. Well, give me a chance to choose that. Then the moment we do it, then you go off the deep end.
Okay, listen to this. Ishmael saying toxic masculinity doesn't exist, just like a woman's intuition. That's not true. Intuition means you know before it happens, not after you push a man away and say you knew he was sneaking around.
Okay. I don't deal with women's intuition as much as I deal with the Holy Spirit on the inside of you, because women's intuition is more of a, help me, darling, in a minute. It's more of you just know, especially if you like a child. We've heard that, a mother can feel a child in trouble, cross town, all that kind of stuff. But really, the reality of it
is real. That's a real thing.
I believe it's a real thing when it comes to the Holy Spirit. But we talking about a man now that's not, didn't come out your belly. We talking about another person.
Why do you believe in toxic masculinity?
Me?
Yeah.
Do I believe in toxic? Yes.
Yeah. He said it doesn't exist. Ishmael said it doesn't exist.
Okay. Let me deal with that first part first, then we'll jump to that. But my thing is about the toxic masculinity doesn't exist, like women's tuition. See, if women's intuition is so keen and you on point and I'm almost always right, why can't you tell this man is hurting? Why didn't this intuition tell you this man is hurting? Because you won't come home and do the things that you agreed to do, or whatever the thing got him throw it off because he just came from the bar and grill having a drink right after work, and he coming right home, and he got to listen to these men and all the lies we tell at these bar and grills about how good our wife is and how she did this and how she did that. Then we gonna compare and come home feeling some kind of hurt. I'm not talking about the right and wrong of it, but I'm saying a lot of times we look for certain things that we're not getting, and we talked about it.
I agree that sometimes we get into situations where we're not getting what we agreed upon. But again, if we're talking about the mental health, how to help that man, that brother feel safe. So again, he may not be experiencing what he wants to feel, but if he's got some wise counsel and he's teachable and he wants to hear from another brother that can give him that help, well and good. And if not, again, I say find an older woman that is not attached to you for any personal gain, and let them pray you through, talk you through, walk you through.
Again, we're not just talking women, Ishmael. I know you think that because we have two women on the platform. I've invited men to come on the platform. Y'all scared and won't come on. Or whatever going on, you got things going on because you're entitled to your opinion. We're going to allow you to have it. But my thing is this here. Every man, I said this tonight, and I've said it over the years, every man ought to have an accountability partner as a man. And you ought to be an accountability partner. Every man ought to have that. So if you got that, you want to depend on a woman, no way.
I agree with you, Dr. Ken.
You want to depend. You need one, and men a lot of times won't seek out the wise counsel from another man, because the first thing they're gonna say is they've been taught this old foolishness. I put on my pants like he put on his pants. A man can't tell. That's why they won't come to counseling. That's why they're wise a lot of times leave that fool, because can't nobody tell you nothing.
That part right there, Dr. King, you just said a word right there.
I know.
See, and that's one of the problems with toxic men, with the toxic masculinity of a man. So when a man says things like that, there are some issues somewhere. Because why are you feeling like you put your pants on just like you put your pants on and he can't tell you nothing? Why are you feeling like the pastor can't tell you nothing because he's the pastor? You think he's a pulpit pimp. You know, why do you want to act like all pastors are the same? Why do you want to act like all men are the same? Why do you want to act like there's no good men, like you've never seen a good man in your life or a good example of a man in your life? So 9 times out of 10, if you don't feel as if nobody else can tell you something, then that's part of your trauma that you have emotionalized and internalized, that another man ain't shit, so I ain't gonna be shit, and I'm just gonna be the shit that I am.
But it's a learned behavior. That's a learned behavior. That's where it's coming. It's learned. It's learned. Because men, we talk like y'all talk. We just don't do a whole lot of, well, the younger men do more gospel than the older men do. But we talk too, because we feel we have to, outdo you. We have to win in the conversation. So if you say you got 3 cars, man, I just bought another one, now I got 4. But that's crazy. But the point is,
Dr. King, can you invite somebody in? Can you invite Keith Heron in?
I tried twice. He didn't accept it. It's up to him if he accepts it. He got to accept it.
Oh, okay.
I tried twice. I've tried third time. Tell him he got to accept it.
Keith Heron? Okay.
Yeah, I saw your text earlier.
Okay. Yeah, he's a good, he can speak on this. So, Dr. Ken, what do you feel about men? I kind of lost my train of thought. That says, I forgot my question. It'll come back up. Because I was going to ask you, what do you think about the man that says or does something in relation to what we were just saying, speaking on?
Again, we have to be retrained. We have to be because I grew up the mentality I just said. I grew up with that too, and God had to teach me different. God had to teach. Once you start studying God's word, it'll change. Because I always studied God's word, knowing that it was inspired by God. It was written by man. I'm not naive, but it was inspired by God. And I had to trust what it says. And I studied men in the Bible and how they handle conflict and how they handle. No answer. He's still not answering over there. He doesn't.
Okay.
That's kind of how I handle that. You got your question, or we need to keep reading?
just keep reading.
A wise man learns from others' experience. A smart man learns from his own experiences. Most men have been raised in the last 70 years to believe that their moms, that men ain't nothing. Yeah, there have been a lot of women who have degraded and talked bad about. I still don't understand those women because that comes back to bite you later. Whatever lady has done that, I wish somebody get on here and testify. That comes back to bite you. Yes.
You and I have had conversations about, women need to learn that they can't castrate a man and expect to get blessed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you degrade your man and you say things to him, it does affect his psyche.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because men are performance oriented.
Exactly.
Okay, and if you say crazy stuff, you can expect crazy results.
Exactly. And that
So you have to be wise in what you say. Now, women, I have to hold my sisters accountable for the things that come out of their mouth. Often we say things, and we get in the girl clubs and we say little stuff. But I'm telling you, it's not wise.
It's definitely not wise. And I've said this, it comes across sometimes being insensitive. I'm not always good at communicating and remembering. I see you, Keith, just hold on 1 minute. I'm not always good at not being that sensitive. But if you, because don't forget what all the stuff I've done. I've had to deal with women in counseling with their boyfriends and with their husbands where she thinks it's okay because a man not supposed to hit. I'm finna really open up a can of worms. Because a man not supposed to hit a woman, it's okay for her to beat the shit out of him. I said, one day you're gonna get him in the corner, he gonna whoop yo. That's what's gonna happen. And then he gonna be on the news as if he's a bad person.
Hitting is never acceptable. I don't care who it is.
From nobody. Nobody.
Hitting is never an accepted expression of anything.
It's not, and some men and women that do that, they have a tendency to say, well, he know I still love him. Don't make me cuss. Come on, what Michigan is saying?
That's totally wrong.
It is.
It's not healthy.
It's not.
Hitting is never anything that you bring to the table.
Exactly, and let me throw that in there since I'm in trouble already. Let me stay on in trouble. Just one more minute, V-Walk. I'm gonna let you pull me out of this hole. Even your mouth, even if you're not, mental and emotional abuse is worse than physical abuse. If you sit there and call this man everything but a child of God, I don't care what he's done. If you do that to that man, you suffer consequences from it, and that's all I'm through. I'm through with that. Emasculated.
All right, welcome, Steve Heron. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, how you doing? I'm good.
We good. We are speaking on men and mental health and how can we help them solve some of these mental health issues and traumas that they have going on. So what do you have to say or give to us tonight on men and mental health?
I think Dr. King already touched on it. Real accountability.
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying to really solve a problem, you have to deal with the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes, we don't want to hear that it's ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, we rather say what the other person did, how we got there, because of this person, that person, but we don't want to address the elephant in the room, which is ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
When you're really dealing with real accountability, what do we do? What part do we play in the problem?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the only way to heal anything. I think oftentimes we live in a society where it's okay to blame women. It's okay to blame everybody else but ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You hear all the time, oh, he's just being a man. He just, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so many men, we learn to live with our foolishness.
But isn't that statement giving us license to do that? Isn't that statement giving you license?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, well, baby, I'm just a man. And I'm going upside your head. Or Uh,
I'm just a man. I need another woman. It's in my research here too.
yeah, and but what does that really look like?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just be a man. I want to be a healthy man.
Yes,
and
yes.
That's one of the things we got to be determined to be.
Healthy, yes.
Be a healthy man. And it starts with our mental health, dealing with our traumas. But we've suppressed it for so long. We moved around it, not dealt with it, afraid to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys touched on all of that. About being vulnerable. When I'm determined to get help, it don't matter who around me. I need help.
Right.
When you go to the hospital, in order to get really healthy, the doctor may have to say something to you about your habits and your behavior, that's going to affect you. So it's not always about the other person's problem. What's wrong with me? What am I doing? What can I do? I think that, again, like I said, you guys touched on it. True accountability. That's part of the answer. Real accountability.
Good.
Okay, that's.
So, what do you say about the man that thinks that he can't talk to a preacher or a pastor, or who thinks that going to speak with a counselor is not the way to go?
I mean, the true measuring stick is God.
The
true measuring stick is God. Scripture talks about wise counsel. Not any kind of counsel, but wise counsel. Why do we go other places to seek counsel when we need to be searching for wise counsel? The streets are always going to tell us something. The streets, there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the end of leads to destruction.
It does.
So if we're really truly seeking real counsel, I think it first needs to start with God.
Always.
So I most definitely believe that a preacher or a pastor, run to any pastor or run to any preacher. Take your time. Watch how he acts. I don't know. That's
I think it's some good pastors left around the world, not just this city, but left around to speak and give wise counsel.
Absolutely, and I'm not trying to butter him up, but Dr. Ken, yeah, if you listen to what he's saying, he'll tell you some stuff.
Well, bless you. To God be the glory. But again, the best ones when it comes to counsel are people, in my opinion, who have been through it themselves. That's just one of my thoughts. And you're right, Keith. You hit on some of my notes. And men suffering in silence is kind of what we kind of got stuck on with this men's mental health thing, and men who suffer in silence. Research says that they drift over into depression. V, you mentioned that. Attempt to and even suicidal. They talking about how the rate of suicide when it comes to men, and those who don't commit suicide, they try to drink that problem away. They try to drug it away. Come on now, I'm finna really hit you where it live. They try to sex it away. That don't mean he doesn't love you, lady. That does not mean that yo coochie. I'm trying to find a better word for coochie. Yo coochie is not good. That don't mean that he's going through something that he can't. He won't. Sometimes it won't, but sometimes can't talk to somebody about it. So that's how he relieves that. I'm going to do it. I did it about 3 years ago, and I backed off of it because they wasn't ready for it then. But then you got to be ready for it. I'm going to interview some prostitutes and some hookers. Yeah, I ain't ready for that. I'm going to do it this year. And I'm going to let them tell you what these men are telling them. What make you mad? Why would you be here? And you got to write da. She don't listen to me. They'll tell you. I've done it before. They'll tell you.
Let me also, if you don't mind, let me
go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
Where I used to work at, one of the main things they used to say is secrets keep you sick. Secrets keep you sick.
They can. And most of our health problems coming from silent killer, that depression, that holding stuff in. See, I'm glad I'm a talker. Y'all ain't gonna, nobody, y'all ain't gonna shut me up. When I need to talk, I'm gonna talk.
That's what I said too, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, baby, I'm gonna talk and say what I got to say. I ain't gonna have my emotions. I ain't gonna hold my tongue unless the Lord give me the wisdom and tell me to hold it. But you gonna know how I feel. You gonna know what I'm thinking.
Yes.
You gonna hear what I got to say, and you ain't gonna shut me up. Point blank. Period. And I don't care who it is. It can be mama, daddy, sister, brother, boyfriend, husband, whoever you are. You gonna hear what I got to say. Because that thing about a woman to be seen and not heard, that is the devil, and he is a lie.
Well, that verse leads more to where they try to twist it when they come to the congregation. They know they wrong for that, because if y'all shut up in church, ain't nothing gonna be said. I'm through with that. But that has more to do with relationships. Now, when you get a husband, that's where it really plays a part to not be seen. You're gonna be seen, but sometimes silence is golden too. You know that too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you know that.
Silence is golden. Now,
Okay.
I know that. Now, when I get a husband, it's gonna be a little silence, a little more silence. I'm gonna be a little quiet. But
Okay.
you ain't gonna shut me up.
Oh, okay, as long as you don't run him off with your mouth. Okay, Darlene, I know you ran off, but it leads to these things. And I'm not making excuses for men or women who turn to drugs and alcohol and sex and all these other vices to make an excuse for it. That's not an excuse. But we can avoid this if we learn to communicate better.
Absolutely. But it is a skill.
Yes, and would you agree,
we have to
Hold up. One of y'all, hold up.
Go ahead,
it is a
darling.
skill. It is a skill, and it is something that has to be taught. We have to be taught how to be submissive to each other. We have to be taught how to communicate. Men speak blue, women speak pink, but when you get it together, it becomes purple. So bottom line is that we have to learn how to blend together. The man is, if we follow the natural order of life, the man is in charge. But if he is not there, you got to know how to close your mouth, put some water in it, and hold it, and pray. Okay, you got to use some wisdom. You can't always use that mouth to just talk about everything. Sometimes you got to close your mouth.
Robin, don't throw no shade.
I have learned the power of prayer.
Right,
I have
exactly.
learned that it's much more powerful than this tongue.
Yes.
Sometimes we use this to kill.
And
we strip our men.
Yes, and y'all also...
And we cause a lot of the emotional reactions that we get. We provoke it.
So no. Say that again. Y'all do what?
Provoke. And so therefore, I encourage young women to think and to pray and to know your man. Think. Pray. Know him. Know his language. Know what he needs to hear. Because he's out there fighting. No man wants to fight at home and at work.
What?
You don't want to fight on every terrain.
Darlene V. Walker got a question.
But isn't it his responsibility to do the same, Miss Darlene?
Oh, absolutely. But again, it's taught.
Okay, so it's not about us. It's about
I can teach my men to pray. See, first of all, a lot of us don't know how to encourage our men to pray. Okay, he may not be comfortable with
know how to pray.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Maybe.
Not necessarily.
Maybe he does, and maybe he doesn't.
He needs to baby. How he gonna get head in the leader if he don't know how to pray?
He may not be where he needs to be, but until he gets there, there's not one scripture that will tell you the scripture.
That's not the man for you, V. Walker. Keep it moving.
See, you know what? I mean, I'm serious. Not everybody. See, the Bible tells us that. Now, if we're going to go with the Bible, let's go with the Bible. Let me get you there right quick. Okay, we know that there's different levels. And all you got to do is go to the scripture. We know there are different levels. And your man can grow to the level of superior leadership if you encourage him. But if you're putting him down and saying, well, you're supposed to know how to do this and you're supposed to know how to do that, he may not initially. But if you know how, according to Corinthians 7, okay, your words, your chaste words,
will sanctify.
Will win him.
It will.
Let's use the natural and the spiritual. Okay, you got to use wisdom all the way around.
You really do. And if you nag at him about the praying thing, you ain't gonna never get him to church. We don't talk about that.
But honey, I have seen it personally. You can pray him in. Now I don't use myself as a witness in two. Okay, I'm not gonna be the evangelist. But in the meantime, if you are married to a man or you're in love with a man that does not know how to pray, you can encourage him. You can be a witness. And you can say, can I pray? Can we pray? And if he says yes, you say thank you. And you make a short prayer that he can follow and he can model after. And then you say, your turn. And if you make it that way, eventually he'll get comfortable and you'll see the man in him rise up.
Maybe.
You'll see the kingdom authority in him rise up.
Maybe.
Because he'll get comfortable.
Maybe. Or it could stir up something else. Or it could stir up something else too.
I got a question.
Darlene, hold your question. It could stir up something else too, Darlene.
Mm-hmm.
It could stir up some of them demons in him. It could stir up some other things too.
Well, see, hopefully, if you're so wise, Miss Female, I'm talking about myself as well when I say Miss Female. Okay, if you're wise, you know if he is not in a moment. But I'm gonna tell you, you can take authority in the spirit and never open your mouth.
Yes.
You can take authority and never open your mouth. I remember praying somebody to sleep one day. They went to rage at me and they went to sleep. I heard. So there's ways to do this now.
Yes.
Now remember, I'm a marriage counselor, and I know that
exactly
in relationships that are not equally yoked on all ends. And I'm here to tell you there is hope.
Yes.
And we can pray our men in.
You can. Sandra, so glad to have you on tonight. And music, we're going to get you V-Walk. I'm sorry we're running all over you. I wish I can see y'all. Again, the Bible talks about even music soothes the savage beast. Learn a worship song. Not one of them.
David played it, didn't he?
Exactly. We're not just talking about that. No. We're talking about a worship song. Not a praise song, a worship song. Man, that devil has to flee. I've done that quite a few times. Come on, V-Walker. I'm sorry.
Put the devil to sleep. When the devil is raging at me, I put him to sleep. How about that?
I almost don't even want to ask my question now because it's gonna lead us into a whole other conversation.
Okay,
but when Miss Darlene was talking about teaching a man how to pray and him being the head of just teaching him how to pray, we're gonna start there. We ain't gonna even consider him to be the husband yet. Even if he a boyfriend trying to be a husband, if he don't know how to pray, in my mind, how is he gonna be a leader? How is he gonna be the head of the household? How is he gonna lead and guide the wife and the family if he don't know how to pray? That's the first mistake now that's wrong with a lot of people getting married, because they marrying people they attracted to and want to have and want to be with, but they're not actually following the leadership of what the words say that a husband is supposed to be and how he's supposed to act to the wife. If he don't know how to pray, then somewhere in his formula of life, there is something wrong.
Well, let me say it to you like this.
I just told her, Darlene. I just told her he's not for you. He's not for you.
Okay.
Come on.
He may not be for you, but you know what? Every man I've ever met, I've left my prints on him. And if you are a wise woman, you can leave your prints on him. He may not be for you.
You can,
but you can teach them how to pray, and they'll recognize the woman.
But why are you teaching him when he supposed to be teaching you?
He's not for you.
That's what's wrong now with a lot of this.
I'm not talking about marriage. I'm talking about men in general. Like
even relationships,
I have
though.
Sons. I'm a mother of male children. And I taught my young men how to pray.
Yeah, as a mama.
I'm to teach them. That's right.
As a mother.
And now I'm the advisee. I'm no longer the parent. I'm an advisee because my son is 42. My oldest is 42 now. Okay, so now I advise him, and I advise him on. I said, son, is that something you think you might want to pray on? And he said, Mom, I'm not sure how to pray on that. And I'll say, I can help. Okay, it's because we are not willing to be teachers and models. We think that they should come already adjusted, well, he's not. And I help him, and I've seen growth in him as a leader in his home as a result of me saying, perhaps.
But that's a good good mama. You
Absolutely.
good.
I am, but I'm sharing so that other people will know that there is hope and they can pray, and they can teach those that are around them how to pray.
Okay, Mr. Keith, what you think about these men not knowing how to pray and telling them they want a wife or a girlfriend?
Well, I think that the equation first must start with God. Now, you were saying about, what you want in, your man should be able to pray. That may be what's for you. But as men, oftentimes, not every time, but oftentimes, we learn a lot of the positive stuff from our women. So, I think, that's good. No matter what, you might just need to be ministering to some of these men instead of trying to marry some of these men. That may be more of the issue, instead of attaching like that.
Because, I've had a man to tell me, ain't nothing wrong with what you want. I'm not there, and that's fine, but they should recognize the God in you.
Absolutely.
They should recognize the authority in you. He may not be yours, baby. He may not be yours.
Okay, let me read what Ishmael said.
We've missed a lot of stuff. Go ahead. A lot of stuff.
About the men and the praying. Ishmael said, how is he dating you if he doesn't know how to pray? How did he get that far with a woman? We have to stop acting like everyone is going by the word. Okay, we're not acting like that, but if they are, we want them to do it.
No, he talking about in dating. I think that's what he talking about in dating. Since you're a God-fearing woman and that's what you're looking for, that's on your list of, if you marry me, you need to know how to already pray. You have to wait. All that does for you is slim down the chances of men who going to be attracted to you. That's going to slim it down if that's a deal breaker for you. And please don't y'all be around here. I get this a lot of time as a preacher. Don't y'all be comparing these other men who are not anointed and called to preach. Don't compare them to me the way I pray. I had to develop this prayer life. Don't compare him to your pastor, another minister. I had to develop this. So he may not be able to say, but Jesus wept. But at least that's a start. Come on. And Sandra,
you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sandra clown to me. She ain't gonna teach a man nothing. Sandra, I'm glad it ain't room on you.
That's their mama job, just like Miss Darlene said. She taught her son. That's what the mama's supposed to do. Teach her son. His woman or his wife ain't got no business. Well, I ain't gonna say ain't got no business, because if that's what she chooses to deal with, then that's her. But like you said, that's not the man for me. If I got to teach you how to pray and talk to God, that just tells me, Valencia D. Walker, that you're not the leader I need, and you're not the one that can teach me and elevate me to another level. Because what I look like as a woman teaching you how to pray, baby, come on.
Oh, okay, V. Walker, we got it.
But when the premise started, we talked about how to help men. We're not talking about just you. We're talking about men.
We're going to send him to counseling and get him healed. That's what we're going to do.
We can, and all men are not going to go into counseling. I'm just going to tell you. But if
they're not. They're not.
They'll come to you even if they're not trying to date you. They'll come to you and say, sister, can I? They'll even call you sister. They'll say, ma'am, sister, whatever. Can I ask you to pray for me? Can I ask you to pray about this?
Now, that's fine. That's a whole other different situation. But when it comes to dating,
we're talking about mental health.
Okay, well, I'm going to help him in. I'm going to help him in that type of situation.
And guess
I will help him.
He can grow. You can pray for him, and he can grow. And before you know it, he has come into who God has called him to be.
Rodney, it's obvious they don't have no Holy Spirit.
He might be ahead of you.
If that's my calling to that particular person, then it's fine. But if it ain't my calling to a certain person, then no, it's not going to happen.
I agree with you. But my point is that everybody can grow. And today,
you're right,
he
Nina.
doesn't know how to say nothing but Jesus wept. But next year, he might be a mighty man of valor.
He could be. And again, charity begins at home. Sandra and everybody else who's stand on this subject, you're right. He should already know that before you giving him away to another woman or to another man, you need to know that he's ready for that, and prayer would be a part of that. And that helps him heal. We're going to try to get out of here. But all these things And don't compare. Please don't compare this praying to. I almost want to ask you, how does he need to pray? Oh Lord, how do you need to pray? What do you need to say? Can he? Can he at least do the Lord's prayer, with the disciples' prayer? Y'all call it a prayer. Can he?
Yes.
That would work for you, V. Walker.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I got you. Okay, you'll go with the disciples' prayer.
Yes.
Okay, that's easy.
You know, what did Jesus say? Teach us to pray. He was talking to the disciples.
He was.
Teach us how to pray after this manner.
Exactly, but again, it's been an awesome night.
They were disciples and didn't know how to pray.
But no, in their mind, they thought they were praying, but he was teaching them the right way to pray.
And he taught them how to pray the
Yes,
right way.
yes, the right way to pray. But again, that's my favorite thing to talk about. Okay, again, thank you guys. Again, I appeal to everybody. Reach out to some man, some boy, child. Love on your boy children. I work with adults with mental disabilities, and it hurts me when it comes to, most of our clients are men. It hurts me when an adult child, guys, you got mental disabilities, whatever's going on with you, that you can't get a hug from your mama. Come on, love on your children, especially your boy children. I ain't taking nothing out of with the girl children. It's me and month. Y'all had y'all month last month, and love on them. Love on a nephew. Love on a nephew. You know what I'm talking about? Hug him. Say, Auntie love you. Teach him just hug him and rub his head or something. Do something, cause you don't know what that might do. And these younger people are jumping off buildings way more than older men. They are. They go through stuff. I grew up with this. You too young to have them in the problem. You too young. That not anymore. That ain't the truth no more. It wasn't the truth then. So reach out to your young men and love on them. And if you're dating someone, especially if you're married, I know you ask, how was your day? Most time we can always say it was a good day, or it was a little long, but it was good. Is there anything we need to talk about? Don't make him think like you cheating or he cheating or don't make him feel like that. But it's a way to approach him where it would open up to him sharing some things with you. Marvel's so glad to have you on. And when he shares these things with you in confidence, I know you're going to want to hold some of this stuff against him, but try not to. I'm just saying that's why they don't talk to you. So she won't teach him to pray, but we'll talk until she can't speak anymore. Okay, Israel, we through. We through. Again, thank you, Keith. Thank you. We finally got you on here, Darlene. Always. She's
finally,
Keith. Yes, finally. Thank you. You're certainly welcome. And Darlene, a lot of you don't know, she's one of the producers of this platform, and I get a lot of wisdom from her, and that's why I appreciate her being on our team here. And but thank you two guys. You hold on, V. Walker. We're gonna close this out. My guest will be here Tuesday. We'll be here next Tuesday. Yeah, things I gave him grace tonight. Because he's a friend. That's the only reason I would have went off if he went. But I gave him grace. He'll be here next Tuesday. And we look forward to that. Quicker, y'all going off. Again, thank you too for joining us tonight. God bless.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. There we go. And again, quick announcement for V. Walker, take us out of here. Hey to everybody who's speaking to me. I can envy him to pray. I don't know what that means. Encourage him. You can encourage him to pray. Derek, so glad to have you. Nina, so glad to have you. Blessings to you. Everybody, Marvel, so glad to have you guys on. Y'all can go back and listen to this. Tonight we've been talking about, since June is Men Mental Health Month, we want to try to help our men be able to express themselves and share their feelings without these toxic things that we tend to turn to, sex and drugs and alcohol and suicide and all this other kind of stuff. Real quick announcement, those of you interested in this baby AI stuff you've been seeing, I got another one I just hadn't posted yet. Baby AI, y'all don't know, the old people don't know what that is. Just go on my page. You see me looking like a baby with the same this, and V Walker, the cutest little baby. I want to just pinch them jaws. But anyway, you if you're interested in that, you can inbox me, and I'll give you the name of the person who does that. It's gonna be a fee, but you can afford it. I promise you. I told him you can afford it. It's not up there. And I'll be preaching Father's Day. This third year I'll be at the same church, Father's Day. That's Golden Leaf Baptist Church right there at Hollywood and Chelsea. The exact address, 1433 North Hollywood. The flyer is on my page. V Walker, take us out of here. Y'all love on some man. Please do that for me. Please, some boy child.
God.
What?
Love on some man, pray for some man, help some man, encourage some man. You know, do whatever you got to do to make a man feel better and smile, okay? Thank you guys for watching us tonight. It has been an awesome night. It has actually been an awesome week. I cannot wait till next.